Patrick.
Hi, so good to see you.
Congratulations on making your Broadway debut.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be on Broadway?
Pretty surreal. Pretty surreal. Last night was so fun. It was just like a dream come true. And had just so much energy from the audience all night, and had a lot of my Pitt family come out and support, and getting to celebrate with the cast and the crew and everybody. It was phenomenal.
You're a longtime theater actor. What did it mean to you to take that first step on Broadway?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, I've spent 10 years on the road and doing regional theaters all across the country, and always had the dream of coming to Broadway. And I've taken this little unexpected detour into television, and to get to come back and be part of this, like, really, I mean, just like, I think, phenomenal play that Gina has written, and be part of Gina's Broadway debut it's just, I'm spoiled rotten.
You're playing a guy who sets a lot of things in motion just by trying to be helpful. Tell me about playing Andrew.
Yeah, I love Andrew. I think he's an incredibly complex character, and from the first time I read the script back in the fall, I was just like really struck with just how unforthcoming he was. And like, he is somebody that comes in and sort of presents as the guy that does the right thing and says the right things and is who people need him to be. But you learn throughout the play that he is keeping score, and there is a real reversal to that character that I thought was just like really, really juicy.
Do you see any through lines with the characters that you're attracted to? Because you played Hamlet, you obviously played Dr. Langdon on the Pitt, and now Andrew and Becky Shaw. Do you see anything that you find appealing?
Yeah, I mean, like Andrew's a great example. Like, I look for characters that there's more to them than immediately meets the eye, and I can't remember who said this. I tried to quote it last night. I think it was Virginia Woolf that talks about great art admits something that is previously unadmitted, and I look for characters that I read and I cringe at, or I feel exposed by in some way. And I think in Langdon in the Pit, his journey with his recovery, and his journey with his own ego, and
Recovery with addiction.
Yeah. and all of that, what I thought was a really profound spiritual journey to admit to. And I think with this play, the sort of covert narcissism and sort of covert manipulation that is at play within this sort of seeming nice guy was something that I have experienced in life, and I know to be true about life as lived, and it is alive in this play. And I thought that was a really fun invitation.
Yeah, he really does present as a really nice guy. I mean, the sweaters alone make him
The
seem
sweaters
so
alone.
nice. You just don't know what's under there.
Right.
Now, you obviously have this huge hit in the Pit with a huge fandom now. People are online talking about it constantly. Everybody's waiting for the season finale. Tell me what it's like to be inside something that big.
It's really amazing, because it doesn't really always feel that big when you're making it. Like, it's a pretty Spartan affair making the Pit. Like, we're on the same set on the Warner Brothers lot every day for 8 months, and it's all hands on deck the whole time. So it really is a lunch pail endeavor, and it's really amazing whenever the world gets to experience it. And it's just really amazing to see audiences engage with it to the degree that they have, and then to get to be on Broadway at the same time and come out of the stage door and see all of these fans in person, and
The Pitt fans are showing up for Becky Shaw.
They are, and they're bringing me Croc gibbets and bracelets and stuffed animals, and that it's amazing, and I feel very lucky.
And your co-star Issa Briones is also on Broadway in Just in Time. Are you guys like comparing notes about what it's like to meet your fans at the stage door or experience this?
This is all an old hat for her. She's been doing Broadway for a while now. So yeah, she's shown me the ropes a little bit, and I was, very lucky. Me and my girlfriend Alicia went and saw her in her play Sunday, just in time. We went and saw it, and she was just absolutely incredible. And it's just so cool because you get to know somebody under one context. You get to know her as Santos in the pit and within that work environment, and then to see her on stage doing the thing that she does, and she's absolutely phenomenal. If everybody out there, please go see Just in Time, see her rock
Do
and
her
roll.
thing.
She's unbelievable.
I want to note again what you said before about this being like a lunch pail job with the pit, because there's something about Broadway that I think of as like a blue collar job. You have to show up every day in person. You're in the room. You have to sign in. Tell me what that's like, because this is your time off from TV.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
testament to your work ethic.
Yeah, no, and I love that about theater. And like I said, I've been living this lunch pail life for a long time, doing regional theater, and living out of a suitcase for 2-3 months at a time, and working for $700 a week, and it's not always a glamorous affair. And so I really love that, and I appreciate that, and I've been very lucky to like people like Coleman Domingo, who I've now crossed paths with in this new chapter of life a couple of times, and he's just people like that. He's such a North Star for me as this just like journeyman actor who is about the work, and who was grinding doing theater into his 40s before like the big spotlight came and everything. And you can tell that he is somebody that fell in love with the work of it rather than the limelight of it. And that's a fraternity that I long to belong to. And so yeah, I love it. I'm here for it.
But when that limelight did find you, was there a moment in your life where you're like, oh, this is actually changing my life? Were people recognizing you or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, taking the subway is a different sort of experience these days. Getting stopped on the street is now part of my life. But I feel very lucky to have come into the public consciousness playing a complicated, messy character like Langdon. And so if people catch me in the supermarket in my sweatpants and my Crocs, it's not like interruptive of their like idea of me. And so we're still able to, keep it pretty low key.
I'm a little disappointed you're not wearing Crocs today, actually.
Trust me, they're in the car downstairs. They're in the car downstairs. I'm kidding.
You're kind of sponsored by Crocs, not really, but
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's part of who you are.
Yeah.
So I want to just talk about what you're hoping for your character next season, what people might be feeling as they're watching this, getting ready for the big finale.
Yeah, as far as what's coming, you'll have to ask Noah Wiley. I have no idea. They're in the writers' room right now, cooking it up, and we'll see. We have incredible writers, and they so far have done an amazing job of steering the ship. And I think my job as an actor within that machine is to just trust them and follow their lead, and take it a day at a time. We get these scripts. Even once we start shooting, we get the scripts one at a time. And so we are really learning episode to episode what direction we're going. And even on the back end, like I have not seen the next episode. I watch it with the audience for the first time. And so it's really an exercise of trust, and luckily I'm in incredible hands.
It feels like it might be like a repertory theater because you're working with people in this kind of real-time activities, that there's a lot going on the set that feels like it could be on stage.
Yeah, I mean, we move fast. We move fast. We shoot fast. There's no like dolly tracks or lighting setups or anything. And we come in, and there's a lot of props and a lot of motion, and it forces you to be really on your feet, and it forces you to be in the moment and be collaborative. Because if you try to come in and just like accomplish like your game plan, your emotional beat, you're going to get ran over by a stretcher. And so you have to be awake, and you have to be in flow with everybody, and that is very much like theater. Yeah.
What surprised you about Broadway so far?
Just like it's unlike doing a play anywhere else. Like an audience comes every night to have a good time, and you walk out the stage door and you see everybody that have come from all over the world. They're here on their vacation. They're coming from Colorado and Canada and Hungary, and they all decided to come and spend 2.5 hours of their vacation with us, and there's just such an energy about that, and there's such a generosity about that that is so unique to Broadway, and it's such an incredible thing to experience.
Now that you're in Becky Shaw, do you think you'll ever set anyone up on a blind date?
Whoa, we don't gotta do that anymore. We got that. It's all about the apps, and which I think is something that is very cool about this play. This is a throwback to the pre-Tinder era of dating, but
You're just delegating that. You're like, that's an app thing.
yeah, I'm delegating that.
Well, thank you for joining me, Patrick. It's great talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.